What's up? I'm James from James Reptiles, and first off, I did not explain a lot in the last video what I was doing, but basically what I did was I got two new corn snakes and I cohabbed them and I fed them really big mice and I fed them together in the enclosure. And the reason I did that is I know there's a lot of people that would say all of those things are horrible, but at the end of the day, nothing happened, and I was just kind of proving a point. There are a lot of Facebook groups and people specifically who will tell you, no, that's the horrible, most worst thing you can ever do. They'll tell you keeping on loose substrate is horrible. You can still see she's got a little bit of a lump in her belly, and so does he, but they're just fine. Nothing happened, nothing went wrong. They're a pair. They're going to be breeding in a year anyway. They're wrapping tails. Everything's fine. No one's got any injuries. They both ate fine. They were huge mice. They digested fine, and now they're in their own enclosure. He needs a bigger hide. She's got this kind of rock thing. I'll probably get her a bigger one eventually. But that's noodle. That's spaghetti, and that's whole wheat, like whole wheat spaghetti. They're doing just fine. They're chilling. I got two more crested gecko eggs. What I'm gonna do is we'll check on the two separate clutches, the two from two different separate clutches that I got before, and I'll show you the new one. We're gonna talk about some stuff going on there, and then we'll talk about my scorpion and how she just had babies. All right, so this is my fireplace. Obviously, I keep my eggs on the mantle. Now, right here, that's the first egg I have, and this is the second one. Neither one of them are looking great. This one, I think that one's gonna go bad. This one, I'm not really sure. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. The first one should be hatching in 2 weeks if it does hatch. I've seen a lot of crested gecko eggs go full term, but then just not hatch. You kind of go bad right at the end. And this is two more that were laid today. I'll probably add a little bit of water to this, just a little bit dry. I think the eggs absorbed a lot of the water, but these two look really good. I kind of expect these, obviously I expect them to go, but once I start getting really good egg production for my girls, I shouldn't have to worry too much. It'll all work out. And this is Hatch something by Pangea. And it's just these little tiny rocks, and they get really dark when they're wet, so you kind of know when they're dry, just like that. Alright, so without trying to disturb her too much, this is my scorpion, my female's enclosure. You can see right there her babies. It's really hard to tell, but there's one at the front that's dead, and it's got these really big mite looking things on them. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm gonna hold on, kind of light it up. The rest of the babies look like they're okay. It just looks like that one, but I don't want to spray prevenomite because it's a scorpion with scorpion babies, you know, and prevenomite's kind of like a pesticide. Come on, move your tail. I want to set this down. Okay. So that's that. She doesn't have a name yet, but I mean, if she's producing babies and she does it again next year, I'll definitely, well, I am going to keep her, see if she will do it again next year. Scorpions are really hard to tell if they're gravid, and I swear I've only seen her eat like 2 or 3 times the whole year. Scorpions are weird, but nevertheless, they're really cool. And I can't wait to have a bunch of little scorpion babies running around. I'll probably keep 2 or 3, make sure I get a female and sell the rest. Alright, so I have two of my two most expensive animals right here. First I want to talk about my lily white. It dropped its tail the other day, and I know that can upset a lot of people. When an animal drops its tail, it's not necessarily a good thing in any way, but it doesn't really matter because I'm going to end up raising this animal up and breeding it anyway. So eventually it will have lost its tail. Not 100%, but it's when an animal's breeding, especially a crested gecko, and they're so prone to dropping their tails, it's kind of hard to say that it won't. The odds are all three of my breeders have missing tails, and it's just the way that it is. Personally, I like the way the long tail looks. I know a lot of people actually prefer the frog butt, which is what you call a crested gecko when it drops its tail, because it looks almost like a tadpole with its tail going in. And then right here I have my Black Knight Eclipse. I had its pictures taken professionally today by a guy who takes pictures of leopard geckos professionally, like all day. That's what he does. And unfortunately my gecko just happened to decide to go way into shed today, but he got some good pictures. He said he could do some editing, make it look like it's not in the shed, and then we're gonna come back and do some more probably next week. And I'll get this guy posted on Fauna Classifieds. I'll probably start it at right around $2,000, and then if no one seems interested, I might lower it like $100 or something like that. Shipping included $2,000, anywhere in the lower 48, and I will be shipping through Glenn's Reptiles. That's my buddy. I do some work for him on the side, and shoot, there's like $3,000 worth of animals right here. That's friggin' insane, dude. Alright, that's it for this video. It's not super long. I'm James from James' Reptiles. These are my animals. Like if you liked it, comment, share with someone, subscribe. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, James' Reptiles, jamesreptiles@gmail.com, and have a good one.